Hello, Joe here from Infiniti of Tacoma. I'm here to tell you about this beautiful Audi TT that we have for sale. One fantastic Grand Touring coupe. A Grand Touring automobile is a fusion of a sports car and a luxury car into one beautiful package. The Audi TT is an excellent execution of that concept, and it really is a beautiful automobile inside and out. Very unique styling. A real head turner. I especially like the leather interior. Look at that stitching. It kind of reminds me of a baseball glove. Very nice, very tasteful. Fantastic fit and finish inside and out. Beautiful flat bottom steering wheel. Feels very nice in your hands. This one has a tad over 48,000 miles, about average miles for 2009, perhaps a little bit below average miles. 2009 is a great year for the TT because in the 2008 model year it got a redesign. It's looking better than ever. The older TTs were really cool. They definitely were pushing the envelope as far as design goes. It almost looked like a real life concept car that you could buy out on an Audi showroom. But the inside was just a little bit too far out there for some people. Just the interior layout and these round circles all throughout the interior and stuff. And they definitely toned it down when they redesigned it. It's much more onto that understated luxury theme that Audi has in all their vehicles that finally made it to the TT interior. It's absolutely beautiful, lovely fit and finish. You have this nice contrast stitching too. I don't know if it's Fox or real leather. Definitely feels like the real thing, but really nice touch there, and that Fox leather trim and stitching continues onto the door. Great sound system, power and heated front seats. Looks like it has auto climate control, and very powerful 200 horsepower turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. It's not a very big car. It's not a very heavy car. So if 200 horsepower, it's pretty darn quick. And being a 4-cylinder, it also gets excellent fuel economy and makes the car a little bit lighter and nimbler versus a heavier V6 or V8 engine and some of maybe the TT's competition. Look at this design, absolutely beautiful automobile. This one is a front drive model. They were available in front drive and all-wheel drive. Why would you want front-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive? Well, for one, with 200 horsepower, it's not going to really overwhelm the car, and it has a fantastic stability and traction control system, so it will do a fine job really compensating for any wheel slippage or slippery conditions or snow that you may encounter. Again, just because it's 200 horsepower. If it was 300 horsepower, it might be a different story. And that means that with the simplicity of front-wheel drive, you have a little bit less running gear, so you're going to get better fuel economy versus the all-wheel drive version. And it's also going to be a little bit simpler to maintain, just because Quattro all-wheel drive is a little bit more complex. There'll be more things to service and more things to break. And another thing to consider too is that you're going to have to pay a premium for an all-wheel drive version. One reason why you'd want all-wheel drive is if you drive in the snow a lot. Obviously, with all-wheel drive, it's going to do a little bit better in the snow versus front-wheel drive. But with front-wheel drive, with traction and stability control and the weight of the engine over the front wheels, it's still going to do okay in the snow. It's going to do better than a rear-wheel drive car. But of course, if you do drive in the snow a lot, yeah, you might want to look at an all-wheel drive one. But if you live in the greater Puget Sound area, we hardly get any snow. You'll do absolutely just fine with this front-wheel drive TT. You'll save some money on service and some money up front on the lower price point, and you're going to get a beautiful Grand Touring automobile that's going to turn heads wherever you go. Look at the lines of this vehicle. Absolutely stunning design. You're going to get looks and compliments wherever you go. I remember I was driving one down I-5 when these first came out. We had one in trade, and someone was following me behind and like, oh, you should see all these people looking at you. They really love that car. So perhaps that will happen to you when you happen to own this.